Right, I think we're live. A very good evening here from Maidenhead, which is west of London. I'm going to be your host for tonight's call. In fact, I was really enjoying the music, actually. I was thinking, shall we delay this Zoom and listen to a little bit more music that was going on? So some great choices of music there, Ayaz. So tonight is a really very exciting call indeed. It is all about unlocking your potential on social media. And I think we've probably got something for everybody tonight. Something for those social media sort of newbies. Maybe something also for the social media geeks. I'm a little bit of a geek in this area. So I think there'll be quite a lot of taking homes for the whole thing tonight. So a warm welcome from everybody. I can see we've got people really from all over Europe listening to this call tonight. And as we've seen over the past year, we've seen some changes with social media, certainly some changes with Facebook, algorithms. It's an ongoing process as well. You know, and I always say the only constant in life is change nowadays, and we have to adapt to it. So I think tonight we're going to get some really, like I say, some good take-homes from this, and we're going to be joined by Ayaz Hussain, who is our social media manager. He is a true geek in this area. He lives and breathes this each and every day. So there could be no better man than him really to take you through this. And we've got some slides that he's going to take you through first of all. We're going to have a little bit of time at the end for some questions that you can put forward, and we can hopefully get those answered to you. Let's see how we go on with the timeline. But a very good evening, Ayaz.
How are you, Simon? Thank you so much for having me on. Good evening.
Pleasure. We were loving your music choices.
That's just spot 50. Don't thank me. Thanks, Spotify.
I guess tonight, really, first question really would be: we've got some social media toolkits that you've put together, your department, which we've posted, and I think probably quite a lot of people probably not seen these, but there's a lot of things that we're going to be talking about tonight that will be in this content on these toolkits. So maybe first of all, maybe you can introduce yourself first of all, and then go on to in terms of where we're going to find those.
Absolutely, sure. So Ayaz, I started off Juice Plus 4 years ago, Maidenhead office where Simon is now, and then probably a year and a half ago they asked me to move to the Hammersmith HQ. And it's been a journey. It's been incredible. I've got to meet so many of you guys when I've gone to different events, different conventions, both working them or speaking on stage. And one of the things I've put together and the team have put together is a handbook for you guys. And it's 4 different PowerPoint presentations. And they cover the basics of social media, how to write a story, how to, build up your journey. Then the next one is more on Instagram stories, and then they get more advanced as you go along. And so what I'd love to show you guys today is just a selection of my favorite slides from these 4 toolkits. And every single one of them can be found in your virtual office already. So I don't even need to give it to you. It should already be there in VO, basics, information about products and businesses. So if you can't find it, feel free to ask your marketing team, and I'm sure they'd be happy to send you a copy or to give you the English master, as the translations may take a little bit longer in some different languages, but the English master is absolutely ready.
And by the way, you get extra brownie points for me by going and visiting these toolkits. They're terrific.
Thank you, Simon. Yeah, so let's fire away. You ask the questions, and I'll maybe just talk through kind of my favorite things that could maybe explain these common problems that people face.
Well, let's go on to your first slide in terms of what sort of value are you going to be offering tonight from this call?
Really, I want to help everyone who's struggling to kind of know what to post about, who's struggling to hit that next level, who might be thinking Facebook's changed since they joined the business 3 years ago. And that's absolutely right. Facebook has changed. Instagram has changed. There's so much more competition now. There's 40, 50 times more people on the platform. So what you've got to do is stand up. Whatever you might have been doing a long time ago, you need to rewrite that workflow and find a new and creative way to stand out. Because if you're on this call looking for a magical hashtag, if you're on this call looking for like an optimum time of day, and you think that's going to get me 1,000 likes or that's going to get me 100 DMs, I think you might not realize this is a long game. This is not a shortcut. Social media is building relationships with 10,000 people, not having 10,000 people cling on to your every word. You've got to put in that work to build those relationships, I think.
Fantastic. By the way, I've lost the bet tonight. Right, we had a bet whether we're going to have 500 or more people. I've lost the bet. I'm really sorry. I owe you a beer for this one. So let's talk a little bit about in terms of what you're offering. I mean, Ayaz, by the way, makes me look good online. He does a lot of work with me on social media, and I think there's going to be some really great value going through these slides.
Thank you, Simon. So I think really to ask everyone else is, if you're holding your phone in your hand, this is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. This is your camera. This is your gateway to new communities. This is your content editor. This is, you know, your whole game plan is on your phone. And so why spend time double tapping when you could be doing little photo shoots in your apartment, in your home, in the gym? And these photo shoots are we're gonna get onto how and why and when and the different circumstances to use your phone to create content, if that's cool, and teach you guys how to provide value and how to be confident at sharing your own journey. So I really think it comes down to what you're offering. So we did some research a while ago and we said 90% of what you guys and your extended communities are posting about on social media comes into one of these 4 key areas. And I think it's really hard if you are juggling all 4. It's hard to define yourself as I'm a fitness expert, or I'm a family man, or I'm a team building leader, or I'm a nutrition loving person. You need to maybe niche down on one of these key areas. So let's just take for argument's sake that you're a family person. Could you make a stack of different videos helping people and the everyday problems they face with their family? So could you say how you got your kid, your 6-year-old to eat broccoli, how you managed to meal plan 4 healthy packed lunches and still have time to drop the kids at school? And you're sharing solutions to problems that other people might be facing. So rather than talking about, I achieved this, I achieved that, I've earned this much, I've done this much, you could say, I'm so lucky to be able to have done this, and I want to show you how. And that's exactly what I'd love to share in this presentation. So Simon, when we did these videos together, how did you feel being put on the spot and making these IGTVs? I think you're muted, Simon.
Right, I'm back again. Technology was going wrong for me. Yes, I mean, I sort of feel good in front of a camera, but in terms of how did I feel, what sort of impact it was going to have, I mean, it's like a lot of things, new things, you don't quite know how to do them to start with. I mean, you showed me what to do here. So maybe you can talk through in terms of, you know, what would everybody else need to do to do an IGTV, and how do you work it out? Absolutely. I think even before you get to IGTV, which we can definitely come on to another time, I think getting used to a pre-recorded video. Because when you will go on to how to do the most practical Facebook Live, but a pre-recorded video is almost harder because there's no interaction. You need to have notes in front of you and have a structured points of bullet point 1, bullet point 2, bullet point 3. And I think when you start creating content that has a purpose, I want to teach people how to fit in a lunchtime run, or why I wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym. If you start making problem-solving content that tells people about your journey and not just about the outcome, your video is more likely to be empowering to someone else. Well, let's move on to that one. I mean, Facebook Live, I think it's probably your next slide here, is, and by the way, I'd like to challenge everybody on this Zoom call tonight to go out there, to feel the fear and do a Facebook Live. It's not easy, right? And it's sort of, the fear stops us all doing it. But once you do it, it sort of gets easier. And tell us a bit about Facebook Lives, because they seem to have quite a lot of impact. Absolutely. One of my big points I'd love to emphasize here is there is no need to wait for people to jump online. I'd say start talking immediately.
So be prepared when you have started the live. Make sure your hair is ready, your clothes are looking neat and tidy. Don't waste the first amazing 10, 20 seconds of your live sorting yourself out. Do that before you go live. And I really want to build a chat script. So I have this amazing kind of formula for using the first 30 seconds to introduce yourself. Say, hi, I'm Ayaz. Tonight I'm doing a call about social media to inspire people to get better at promoting their content. And you can elaborate on that a little bit. Say, you know, I'm a husband, I'm a this, I'm a that. You build on that. Then you could spend the second 30 seconds welcoming everyone who is joining live. Everybody who's clicking like, everybody who's commenting, saying, hello, Sally, hello, Jody, hello, welcome to everyone. List everybody. Because when somebody hears their name, they're more likely to stay and pay attention. Whereas if just they're sitting on the sofa when the TV's on and they're not focused. So definitely make sure you welcome people. And after, you know, your first 30 seconds and your second 30 seconds, this is where you say recap. For those of you just joining, I'm going to be talking about. And then you develop each point for 1 to 2 minutes. And a Facebook Live like this is just going to be so much more powerful when you watch it back later on. You don't have to skip through 2 minutes of randomness to get to the bones.
Funny thing on this, Ayaz, as well, I mean, we live in a world where actually authenticity sells. And I guess that's why Facebook Lives are so powerful and people react to them. Is that right? Is that what you feel?
Absolutely. If you're really showing people the proof of what you're doing, so you're making a shake while you're answering the questions about why you use almond milk instead of regular milk, why you put in chia seeds instead of putting in just regular chocolate, and you explain the decisions you're making as you're making them, people are more likely to resonate with that.
So you might just want to put in the text here, if you've not done a Facebook Live, but you're up for the Simon Says Challenge tonight, you're going to do one, put it in there. I'm going to do a Facebook Live. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So let's go on to the next subject. I think this is a big one as well, and I'm not quite sure whether I'm doing the right thing. Is yes, how often should I be posting?
I think it really comes down to how much value you have to share. You should try not to make a post for the sake of it. You know, if you start thinking, I haven't posted in 2 days, I might as well do something, you haven't got an intention, you haven't got an outcome you're trying to drive. So I would really look at the ways you post content currently. And I know so many of us would go to an event, so many of us would make a recipe and we'd, you know, talk about the product or we talk about the business opportunity. And that's maybe step 1 of 10. So what I would suggest is take a very long video and I would break it down into lots of social media teasers. So let's just say you record a Facebook Live and it was 12 minutes long. So you could break that long Facebook Live down into lots of little ones. So a handful of IG stories, 15 seconds each. A handful of Instagram videos, 1 minute each. A handful of Facebook videos, less than 1 minute. And then take each of those individual ones and break them down even further. So within your 1 minute clip, could you break something down into step by step? Could you pull out one quote? Could you make it into a GIF? Could you make it into a meme? So I think building this pyramid down from the long content to the short teaser and down to the step by step is how you're going to win. Because if you guys do this, you'll go from not knowing what to post about to, oh my God, I have so much to post. How am I going to fit it into my week? And that's where I'd love you guys to be, is breaking down your 1 video a week into 20 little pieces of videos, photos, memes, anything you want. And I hope that's extremely powerful for you guys.
It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, to mention 3 people here that's going to do a Facebook Live: Maria Beck, Jody Barker, Leah Gilliard. Well done. You put your names down and you've committed. I will be watching you. There's more people as well. I just not had time to get all the names down. Next subject, yes, this one is, how do we get better at marketing your content? Of course, you make me look good, but not everybody has got an eye as at home.
I think this is really about three key areas, Simon. I think this is about the build-up, the announcement, and the reminder. And I think if you don't build any content up, the announcement's not as powerful. And if you don't do the reminder, it's not going to get enough views. So I'd really look at how you're going to get to your announcement, which is the most important thing. Could you do Instagram stories with a countdown, how many days to go, how many hours to go? Could you ask people what video they want next? A video about deadlifting or a video about squats? Could you use a slider to ask how much people would agree? And all of these tools and these features already exist in the tools that we use every day. But instead of using them, we're just scrolling 180 degrees around the room and smiling while, flicking your hair. We're not using the tools to our advantage, and they're already existing. And then with the announcement, it's all well and good doing it on Facebook. But can you then do 3 different announcements? One is a video, one is a photo, one is a step-by-step instruction with writing. And I think when you encourage people by explaining how it will help them, it's all well and good saying you have a meal plan or a recipe book that you give to your customers, but explaining how it will help them will be more powerful.
Fantastic. By the way, I can't be claimed to flicking my hair because I've got not enough hair to flick, by the way. Everybody's going on here. Now we know why Simon looks so good on social media. It's not to you, Ayaz. Yes, it is. So the next one, of course, is how can we expand to new audiences?
Of course. I think there's 2 ways of doing this. There is really tapping into the communities that are already talking about your topic, and there's hashtags, and I'd love to explain both of these. So really, your audience is the number of followers that you've accumulated. But there are already existing communities of, there's a community for moms, there's a community for bodybuilders, there's a community for vegans, there's a communities for Italians, for Nigerians, for whomever it may be that you're trying to attract. They probably interact in Facebook groups, in all these different hashtags, and they're probably having conversations that you haven't yet tapped into. And I want to make this very clear, guys. Please do not spam, and please do not copy and paste. But I want you to be able to join the community and really interact. Talk to two weeks of talking before you even mention Juice Plus. And you need to ask questions and engage with other people. So if they've made a fitness video, talk about what you loved about their video before even mentioning Juice Plus. And I would just search whatever you're interested in, plus the city name, and see what comes up. And you'd be surprised how many thousands of people are already in groups like this, Italians in London. Thousands of people are there. They might be the type of audience you want to attract. And then hashtags. This is one of my favorite topics. Let me just break it down really step by step. So every hashtag, if you can see my mouse, tells you how many people have posted using that hashtag. And then underneath it says all the related hashtags. So I want you guys to search what we call a short tail keyword. So maybe smoothie bowl. And then I want you to find long tail extensions of this hashtag. Smoothie bowl recipe, smoothie bowl chocolate, smoothie bowl planet, smoothie bowl king. I want you to write these down on your phone and put them in a big list of 25 hashtags in a list. And you can have some for recipes, some for the gym, some for anything you like, vegan recipes, etc. And then use these hashtags in your posts. That will give you 30% extra growth. If you want to reach for 80% growth, I would sort them between lowest to highest. So your 50K hashtag first and your largest hashtags at the end. Then I would click each one, and on every hashtag there is a top 9 grid. So I would go, and we can take some questions on this at the end. I would go to each hashtag and I would find these top 9 posts and I would compliment and ask a question. Compliment, ask a question, and repeat and repeat and repeat. It's all well and good doing it for 1 day or 2 days. If you do this for 30 days, then you'll see some serious impact here.
Wow. This is real gold dust, Ayaz, that you're sharing here. It's terrific. It really is indeed. The next one, of course, which everybody's going to be interested in, is how can you convert followers into potential customers?
Absolutely. I can see one question in the chat about a hashtag question. I will come back to that at the end, Angela, I promise you. Converting followers into potential customers. This is easy. This is really easy. So I want you guys to create an Instagram stories funnel. So this is 5 15-second stories about a particular topic. So let's just say back when I worked in a 9 to 5, I was always tired. And I used to wake up exhausted and I used to go to bed exhausted. In story number 2 or number 3, use a poll and ask people to pick between 2 options. So when do you feel most tired in the day? Early morning, option 1, or mid-afternoon, ZZZ. So you're giving people a choice. Then when you swipe up, you'll see how many people voted on each one. So you might see 20 responses for the morning and 38 responses for the afternoon. And if people have got this far and they've voted, they're buying in to give you permission to want to engage with them. And that's when you can direct message them and thank them for voting, recognize their answer, saying, thank you so much for voting afternoon. I used to struggle with that until I had coffee. Or actually don't mention coffee. Then you might want to say and talk about the product to fit their lifestyle, whichever that may be. And even the people who have watched all 5 of your stories, you've kept their interest for this long, even they might be potential leads or potential opportunities to build relationships with them. Not straight away to a sales pitch, but really connect and build with them. I'm sure we might have questions on this. So I'll definitely take questions about the funnel at the end. I'm sure we might need to re-explain it step by step. So 5 stories. In story number 2 or number 3, use a poll, a slider, a question, or a chat sticker. That's the smiley face in Instagram. And then you swipe up, view the results for each of them, and DM the people. You might want to screenshot it first, and then DM the people who answered one or the other one. I hope that helps on just the funnel in itself.
Great. We've got one person I think we just need to mute, Natasha Ayaz, if you can. There's a little bit of feedback coming from her.
I can't see Natasha who's unmuted.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, carry on.
Sure.
So, converting followers into fans.
Yes. Again, this is really fundamentals, guys. So the algorithms admit from Facebook and Instagram, they prioritize content from your friends rather than brands. So you need to stay compliant. You need to build relationships. And you are going to convert your followers into fans and your fans into friends. So we can break that down even more. Like we talked about at the very beginning, we're going to give advice, tips, and inspiration. Things that you've learned on your personal journey, things that will be problem solving and helping to other people. So then you earn their trust. If you tried asking a slider or a question without people's trust, it wouldn't work. So you need to have their buy-in at the beginning. And then all of these followers will start engaging with your polls. They'll start engaging with your content. So that's when you need to add even more of these interactive, engaging pieces of content. So fans will start to recommend you to others. So this is when you use the questions feature. This is where you do Instagram Live, Ask Me Anything. This is where you connect with people. You've converted your followers into fans, and now you need to convert your fans into friends. And this bit is gold. I know you'll all love this. When you create a conversation with people, so when you direct message someone on Facebook or Instagram, when you voice note someone especially, Facebook and Instagram say, hey, I think these guys are genuine friends. I will show your content to this person even more in the newsfeed. So rather than trying to shove your content down people's throats, if you build relationships with them, the algorithm's going to work in your favor. And more people will build authentic relationships, and then their content will perform even better. But if you try doing step 3 without step 1 and 2, it's definitely going to fail. So you have to build up to it for maybe 2-3 weeks sometimes until you're ready to hit the next level.
Fantastic. So it's all about building authentic relationships.
Most definitely.
Terrific. That's amazing. I'm sure everybody could listen to you all night long, guys. Exactly. You nearly gave it away there, didn't you?
Nearly.
So we've got a little bit of time for some questions, and let's see what sort of questions we can get put forward. So if you've got something there that you weren't quite sure of, or if you've got something else that maybe Ayaz hasn't covered as yet, put that down, and we'll see how we can get these questions answered, Ayaz.
Absolutely. So just remember, all the slides that you've seen are already in your virtual office. So we can maybe talk about having a recording of this webinar, but the slides are already in your VO, basic information about products and services.
I'm going to give everybody your home telephone number as well. I hear you're open Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
So let's have a look at some of the questions coming through.
Of course. We have one from Angela here. Does your profile have to be public on Insta for people to see your posts that have hashtags? Yes, I believe so, Angela. If you're trying to build a business, I think you may need to take your profile from private onto public. Unless you're building some sort of hidden discovery funnel, it might need to be a simple, make yourself public to open up your account to so much more benefits from hashtags and discovery. Hope that helps.
There's one from Charlene here. How about using Insta tag apps instead of making them ourselves?
What do you mean by Insta tag apps? Sorry.
I guess that's the downloadable apps that where you can make these hashtags, I guess.
Yeah, hashtag apps, definitely. They're one approach. It's a good shortcut to take at the beginning. But personally, if you're making a overnight oats, for example, I would just search the word hashtag overnight oats, and it will show you 30 different results for that. So yes, you can take the shortcut. That might give you 20% benefit, but the manual, old school way will probably end up winning, I guess.
Another question here from Carolyn Burke, Monroe. How many lives can you do a day when in a full-time working? Well, I'm not quite sure about that. But anyway, how many lives can you do a day?
How much value do you have to give? If you can give value in 3, 4, 7, 9 lives a day, go for it.
Right. Question here from Solvine. For Instagram, do you recommend personal or a business or creator account?
For you guys out there, I would probably suggest creator account, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're creating content. So a business is much more for like a physical store, and it's quite new to have a creator account. So I definitely think that's going to give you so many more benefits is to become a creator account, unlock more advanced analytics, and unlock IGTV, which is definitely a topic we're going to cover in another time.
Now you're giving it away now.
A little bit.
Okay, do we have some more questions, guys, coming? Can you change from biz to creative?
Yes, yes, you can. If you have been a business, you can change from a business account to a creator account, yeah.
Okay, another one from Desi here. How many accounts can you have on Instagram?
Say that again, please, Simon.
How many accounts can you have on Instagram?
You can have multiple. There is a way to switch between the accounts that you have logged in. I'd question why you want multiple accounts, because as your brand building, you don't want to split your audience. You don't want to have 200 followers here and 200 followers here. You might want to build them all in one place, but I don't know what you're trying to build there in this circumstance.
Right. Okay. So, right. Let's have a look here. We've got another question. What do you think? Here, this is from Marika. What do you think is the influence of Facebook and Insta ads on ambassadors' sales volume? I'm not quite sure what that means, really.
I think if you check with compliance, they'll tell you that our partners should not be using ads, product, or recruitment. So definitely check with compliance for ad-related questions.
Yeah. I'm going to bring this one up, but it's actually in your social media. What's the name? Do you call it? I forget what you call it now. Exactly. It's gone from my head. There's a lot of people had their Facebook accounts taken down. Certainly of recent. Maybe you can explain maybe why that happened, but also how do people avoid this happening in the first place?
Absolutely. So Facebook are cranking down on what they believe is activity violating their community guidelines. So you can read Facebook policy if you ask compliance to help you, or if you go on the Facebook website. So we can't perhaps stop people from taking your account down, but what we can do is give you the tools to safeguard and recover your account. And if I gave this presentation to the marketing teams, where there's extra security measures you can take, such as a trusted contact, a second telephone number, it warning you when someone's trying to log in as you. There's many steps you can take in the settings menus to really protect your account and make it far more likely to recover it if you have a short 24 or 48 hour suspension. These safeguarding tips make it much easier to recover. I can't necessarily guarantee you will stop it getting taken down in the first place, but keep and adhere to the Facebook community guidelines at all times and compliance guidelines at all times.
Questions from Solveig here. Any kind of automation that still works, or do you believe you should avoid that?
In my opinion, automation is the opposite of relationship building. So if you're looking for a shortcut, you're not taking the time to develop relationships. So I would do the old school approach of sitting there when you're on the toilet, when you're tucked up cozy in bed, when you're on the bus on the way to work, when you're in the passenger seat on a long car journey. Sit there and build relationships. Ask questions and just keep connecting with people. Compliment what they're doing, ask a question how they did it, and then share some value with them.
Fantastic. Top tip of the night from Ayaz: build relationships whilst you're on the toilet. Thank you, Ayaz. From Leah Gillett, can someone please answer my question? I just need to know if it's better to have a page alongside your private account or run a separate page or group alongside my own personal page.
Oh, very good question. Okay. A business page is absolutely fantastic to take your community to the next level. But if you haven't maybe maxed out on your 5,000 friends, if you haven't got enough influence to drive a significant amount of traffic from your profile to your business page, you might not be ready yet. I'm sure you will be one day, but at the current situation, if you're not influential, inverted commas, then a page might have far less organic reach than what you can drive to that page if you had a large audience. And with regards to a group, it depends entirely how you're using a group. Stay compliant with the code of conduct and using closed groups. You can't use secret groups anymore. But make sure these groups are about giving value. They're not just promo groups for you to upload a picture and nobody can comment. Make sure these groups thrive on community and thrive on people asking questions and getting the support they need.
Question from Nicola B. Is it advisable to use Insta to build the awareness and then lead your audience to Facebook for more in-depth story information of the product and journey?
I would try and build both if you can. So come up with a different strategy for Instagram and a different strategy for Facebook. If you're trying to lead from one to the other, you're asking users to leave the platform of their choice. So young 18-year-olds might not have signed into Facebook for months and months and months, but they use Instagram 20 times a day. So ideally, keep people on the platform of their choice and try and provide value to them on the platform they're most comfortable with.
So there's a lot of people, of course, still asking, okay, well, I can't quite find those social media toolkits. If you can just repeat where everybody should go to find those, Ayaz, please.
Yeah. So in the virtual office, it's basic information about products and business. And if you ask your marketing team, I'm sure they'll be happy to send you the link to at least the English master or the toolkits translated into all languages, I hope.
Fantastic. So I'd like to ask a question to everybody. How useful do you think this Zoom has been tonight? Maybe you can just put some answers down there in the text. Everyone's given a thumbs up. I'll give about 10 thumbs up if I had 10 thumbs. Everyone's loving it, Ayaz. So Ayaz, maybe, I mean, would you be interested if we did some more of this type of content going forward each month?
I'd be happy to. If the community clearly are enjoying this, I'd be more than happy to do this far more often.
I mean, I'm only going to do another one, Ayaz, if we max out with 1,000 people next time.
Definitely.
So can we put that challenge in for the next one, if that's going to happen?
Sounds like a plan, Simon.
So maybe you could just bring this one up because we've already planned something here. Yes. Here we go. 20th of November, which is Wednesday again. 2100 hours, 8 o'clock UK time, 2100 Central European time. We're going to be holding another live on Zoom, and the same Zoom link. There'll be some more information coming out. In fact, we'll send this out probably tomorrow, where you can get hold of it. And we're going to be talking about what, Ayaz?
IGTV. I'm going to give you guys a real cheat sheet on what to post, how to create your IGTV, how to create a swipe up link on your Instagram stories without 10,000 followers.
Just tell everybody, what is IGTV? I'm sure there's some people going, do I need to buy another TV to do this? Or
IGTV is Instagram's vertical video service, you could call it. It is an extension of Instagram. It is extremely powerful, and it is video up to 10 minutes long, and that's all I can say right now.
Don't give it all away. Exactly. It's really been terrific, Ayaz, tonight, and I'd like to say a big thank you to you for putting all of this content together, and also to the audience. I mean, we've got well over 650 people out online, getting some great golden nuggets from you tonight, Ayaz. It's terrific, it really has. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and I hope you got a lot of good content from this, and you can take away and start getting some really good audience participation from your social media going forward, and of course some extra Juice Plus business in the process, which is what everybody's wanting. So thank you very much, Ayaz, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one on the 20th of November.
Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate everyone's attention, their kind words, the amazing feedback, the wonderful questions. It's been a pleasure, and I'm really happy to do this on a much more regular basis.
Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Good night.